14 Nagaland Legislative Assembly laga third emergency session November 19 bichide Parliamentary Affairs and Power Minister and Nagaland government spokesperson Kenye media ge address kriya homoide chai taka ENPO laga mamla upper address krishe Kenye clarify krishe ge ENPO laga mamla lugina iku misunderstanding nai aro itudo state laga approval aro recommendations bichide hi issue do take up laga se krishe ENPO bra Central Soccer ge bishi approach krigna false up dia se krigna chnaishe Kenye South Eastern Nagas kan ge ahitaga Hornbill Festival di hissa lobole pinti krishe press conference laga detail sabo.
After you asked me the other day on the 6th, we had another meeting. Today is 7th morning in Dimapur. Early morning.
With the ENPO?
Yeah. Our Chief Minister's place. Few of us were there. Now, we are very glad to see that the ENPO is approaching the state government for the state's support and in conformity with the state's stand on the issue. There had been no misunderstanding whatsoever ever since this case, ENPO case, was recommended by the state government in 2011, in July 2011. So it is with the state government's full approval and recommendation that this issue, ENPO issue, was taken up by the government of India. So we saw no reason why the ENPO, or for that matter the MHA, the government of India, should avoid the state and the people. The state has never been an obstruction. It has never stood in the way. Rather, it has facilitated by recommending and continuously supporting it for about 13th year. But the state was kept in the dark for more than 1 decade. So the question arises from the rest of the Naga people and the state as to why the state does not know the status of the discussions in between the GOI and the ENPO. And if the state does not know, then who else should know? Because every inch of ENPO, the Eastern Nagas or Western or Southern, belongs to the people and the state of Nagaland. So the people themselves are bona fide citizens of the state of Nagaland. What is happening to them, to their land, to the present or their future, is very much the state government's concern. So the general public started demanding to know what is happening. A new state is to be born, or will it be a union territory, or some kind of another arrangement. So with that growing pressure, the government had to go to Delhi, and straight away we went to the government of India and we demanded to know what was happening, what's going on, and why it is not being told to us. Then only we came to learn a lot of things, which was good. And we insisted that it should henceforth not be bilateral but trilateral. And the state should become a party in the talk. The state should be consulted also. And then if we arrive at certain decisions, it should be with the full knowledge and consent of the state. That was how and why it was. So the other day, you have been asking me repeatedly. The other day, I think in a long time, or for the first time maybe, I've just come into the government. The ENPO has come to the Chief Minister to seek for his blessings and his continued support, and also to deliberate on what would be the possible final outcome of these dialogues being held between them. So the state as such is still not prepared with an answer immediately as to what it should be. But I think Chief Minister, being a very seasoned politician, he understood the requirements of our people in the eastern sector, which after he expressed, we all also generally agree. It is not, you don't have any political problem. It is not political whatsoever. We are very much part and parcel of this state as people together. And the problems we would identify are more economic in nature. So in certain areas like education, you lack the eastern side. In infrastructure, development also, certain things lack. In the medical sector also and health, you lack. And in the state's overall per capita income also, you lack. So like that, those things have to be addressed over and above the reservations that you have. So if those are addressed, then you don't have any other problem.
Sir, we will be celebrating our 60 years of statehood on 1st of December. So do you think that Nagas would not, had come to this point had the successive state governments addressed this issue from the beginning? One question is that, and secondly, does the state government concede to the idea of ENPO demanding around 40 plus departments?
There is need to give a more concentrated focus in those areas. So the demands put forwards may not be complied in total. But there are good reasons why you are demanding, why the ENPO is demanding. So it can always be reviewed by the government in the talks. And not exactly like that, but something of that nature can always be worked out. It can be trashed out at the government level.
In your words, the ENPO has sought the blessing.
I would say very bluntly that the MHA, the Government of India and ENPO had been conferring themselves without the state for too long. Had they involved the state right from the beginning, I don't see any reason why it should have taken so much time even.
Why does the state not address the grievances of the Eastern people? Why do they have to go to the MHA? I mean, so much money is being pumped, funds are being pumped from Delhi and Nagaland. So, what was the successive state governments doing for the last 60 years?
We should not see the state becoming a part of the talks as an interference, nor an obstacle. The state has just come into the table, into the room, and joined the discussions. So, if there were delays, the state has no hand in it. And the state will never stand in the way of any arrangement being implemented by them. But ultimately, it's a part, the geopolitical jurisdiction falls within the state government, the state of Nagaland. So when a portion of the state is being touched, is carved out or demarcated and given some other status than the present arrangement we have. Naturally, it's only so natural that the people concerned will have to come back to the state. That is the only reason that we are being involved. So what we are saying now is whatever had transpired between them. Maybe the ENPO have sought too much from the government of India, or the government of India had encouraged and given too much false hope to the people. Now, who is to blame between them? We are trying to play the neutralizing role. We are trying to give the healing touch only and asking both sides to climb down a little bit. They're asking them to take a look again at the surroundings, at the realities, and what is possible on the ground, and not to have too lofty programs. Either of them, both of them.
So you say that the state will not stand in the way of any arrangement. So does that mean, like, even if financial autonomy is given to the Eastern Nagaland?
Yeah, you were saying about that financial part, and if the previous leaders had addressed this, it would not have reached this stage. I certainly agree with you. So here, when we take a look back and study, maybe the channeling process of the funds meant for the eastern area were a little wrong, a little defective. Because the state, after the state was born, for 10 years only, from 1963 to 73, our present eastern areas were outside of the state government. They had a separate arrangement. But from 1974 onwards, it has been a part of parcel. So this type of difference should not have been there. Because the distribution of funds, if we see, there was no disparity, no bias. It was quite equal. But how, when other areas have utilized it properly, how our eastern areas could not utilize it. So here, what we have identified is that the channeling, streamlining of the flow of funds into our eastern areas, some defects were there. I think many did not reach the places or the purposes for which it was intended could never be implemented, unfortunately. So we have to study this carefully and plug the loopholes so that it is not repeated in future. But to make up for all those lost time, lost grounds, what the state government would like to propose to the government of India is that an economic package be given for our eastern areas so that the march on the double speed up to catch up with the rest of the state. Because we see this more as an economic problem. And other things, we are all still one. ENPO leaders have expressed time and again that we are not going anywhere from Nagaland. We are very much Nagas. We are very much a part of this state. We will remain under 371. Oh yes, we have fought together for this state. The tribal organizations of Chang, Pom was there, Konyak was there, Yimchungur was there. I mean, all our eastern tribal leaders were there when the tribal leaders formed the Naga People's Convention and signed the 16 points agreement. You see the tribal representatives. So this is something we have all gone and asked for together. So we see no reason why we should bifurcate and split up in any manner. So let good sense prevail. I mean, let us not do like this. It is ours. This whole state belongs to us together. We are all stakeholders. It is theirs as much as it is mine. No? That sense of ownership we should not lose. Why punish our own state government? Why punish our own people? Why isolate ourselves? Why start sulking? No one is against anybody's aspiration for something else also. It will be done with understanding. So I'll request that the legislators from the eastern area, they have said that they will participate. Earlier, because of that voting, unfortunate voting issue, they did not participate. That we all understand. But this time, they have said they will participate. So they must participate. This is not only for the rest of Nagaland. It includes our eastern sides also. And whatever negotiation, dialogue, discussion is there, continue. It's all right. Where is the misunderstanding? Who has ever raised any objection that Enpo should not confer directly with the government of India? Nobody. So it's all right. We'll settle. Like how we have settled this most contentious issue here just today. What is not resolvable among us? We'll not take our issues to the street. Other neighboring states somehow, unfortunately, so many things have happened. And they can't see eye to eye. But we are not like that. We are a family. We will settle everything at the heart, in our kitchen itself.